Spartans, Romans, countrymen, thespians of Chippewa Valley High School. Listen up. You just made me the happiest man on earth. I'm so proud, so excited. Tell them, Mr. Stevenson. He practically had to strap me down in my chair to stop me from running down and hugging every last one of you. In the 16 years I've taught here at Chippewa Valley High School, these have been the best auditions we've ever had. 127 students, nearly a quarter of the entire student body. And all of you, each and every one of you, will get to take part in our fall production of the hit musical comedy, Seussical. Now, some of you are going to be disappointed. You played the lead last year. Your friends have been telling you how perfect you are for a particular role. We all want to be the lead. We all want to be the star. Beware, my lord, the green-eyed monster, for they doth mock the meat it feeds on. We are a troop, a company, here to support, to rally behind. And it's this attitude that will keep us #1 at districts. And this year, by gosh, push us to #1 in the state of Kansas. Callbacks are tomorrow, and the results will be posted Monday morning outside my door. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. That's 4 tomorrows until we find out. So please not call, email, text, Facebook, or tweet me, because I'm not going to tell you. I want you to feel anxious. I want you to feel vulnerable. Meryl Streep said it on PBS special. 2 of the greatest emotions you can have in your acting toolbox. 2 of the greatest emotions you can have. Yes, I see the time. Your mother can wait 1 minute. I'm talking about Meryl Streep. When you find that true place, when you find your true character, allow yourself to be open, to live in the moment. Well, I wake up to find out I'm a monkey, a talking bird, a cat in a hat, anxiety, vulnerability, 2 things that tell us we are alive, standing at the precipice. Everything in my life were to change right now, who would I be? Remember this feeling, and it will serve you well. 'Tis the knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell, and so, adieu.
Opportunity this is for the students?
For you, Gerald, it's exciting for you.
For all of us. We'll finally have an orchestra.
Correction, you will finally have an entire theater. We need the rest of the grant money to buy lights, drapes. We can't afford new band instruments.
They're not band instruments. They're instruments for the orchestra.
For the band, to be used in band class. And I wish you would just admit it.
What's the point of having an orchestra pit if it just sits empty?
Pit, as in hole in the ground, as in the audience can't see you. Conversely, if we don't purchase lights, the audience won't see the actors.
I spent 16 years in the back room of gymnasium behind a black curtain.
And it's been your dream to conduct the Philharmonic. Big picture, Gerald.
What if Rob budgets the rest of the money away and I'm left with nothing?
I'll buy you a kazoo. How about you give your ulcer a rest and see what the man has to say?
Where's Rob? I've been waiting in the parking lot for 20 minutes.
He'll be here.
Good morning, Stuart.
Tell him to come to my office the minute he gets in.
Can't you wait 2 minutes?
Good morning, Stuart.
Good morning, Gerald. Do either of you know what time he puts up the cast paper?
The what?
The paper that tells the kids what part they're playing.
It's called a cat's list.
What time does he put it up?
He has Gerald post it after first period.
Well, don't show it to anyone, not until after I talk to Rob.
Maybe he stopped to see his mother. He had to move her into the home.
Stuart, do you have a match?
I thought you quit.
I stopped carrying matches. I only smoke when people make me upset.
You make yourself upset.
Can we at least buy music stands where the lights don't fall off? I'm tired of guarding everything for my church.
That's what churches are for.
Tell him to find me.
He's here.
Our kingdom shall be saved.
It's perfect. You may be the happiest woman in all of Chippewa Valley.
45 minutes I spent waiting for Dwayne Fabric Stone, so I could return a cotton brocade that doesn't move.
Wrong.
I needed polyester. Who knew those words ever passed these lips?
Rob, if we can discuss how the rest of the grant money is going to be
It
spent.
practically dances by itself. We want the three singing birds to look like the Supremes.
And if we want them to sound like the Supremes, we need to buy more instruments. Rob, the orchestra is an integral part of the musical.
So are lights and sound.
It's called a musical, not a lightical or a soundical.
Wrong. 1 second. I have an announcement. Hear ye, hear ye. I stayed up all last night and decided how I'm going to spend the rest of the grant money.
Rob, before you say anything.
And at least 65% of it will be used to decorate the lobby.
Yes. Decorate the lobby.
And,
Is this why you didn't want me spending money on my new instruments?
and,
I don't appreciate your tone.
Don't talk to me about tone. I'm a musician.
and the other 35% will be used to buy a few badly needed instruments for orchestra.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rob.
Hold this.
Look, you have to change the casting.
What are you talking about?
You didn't give Greg Barnes the role of the Cat in the Hat.
No, he's going to play Work, the elephant.
I'm not sure you know who Greg Barnes' father is.
I want it just below the knees. Early 60s. YouTube Diana Ross in the Ed Sullivan Show.
He happens to be head of the school board.
Ted Barnes, I know very well who he is.
He's my boss.
What if these kids don't know who the Supremes are?
They know Beyonce.
He called me this morning to find out if his son was cast as the Cat in the Hat.
And you told him? Stuart, I even do that list as a formality.
What was I supposed to say?
No one gives out that information but me.
The guy hit the roof.
Greg Barnes has played the lead in nearly every production since the 7th grade.
He wants to give his son one last chance to win the Best Actor award.
This time, someone else is better suited for the role. That's how theater works.
The guy built you a new auditorium. All he is asking is that you give his son one last chance to play the lead.
He what?
Wait a minute. Ted Barnes told you he built the auditorium?
He put it on the ballot.
After the town forced him to. We picked it outside the superintendent's office for 3 weeks in the middle of winter.
They were tired of giving money to a football team that never wins.
Drama is the only thing the school has going for it.
It's the only thing this town has going for it.
Destoto has sports, Duncanville's brains, and we have drama. If it wasn't for Rob, we'd have nothing.
Gerald, that's a terrible thing to say. We have a wonderful tennis team.
Doubles. We run a full doubles team. We stink in singles.
Gerald.
I can say that, I'm the coach.
If anyone built us the new auditorium, it was the taxpayers.
A $1.5 million capital improvement bond for Chippewa Valley High School.
Slam dunk.
That really isn't the point.
Oh, Mr. Reno, he'll tell you.
Mr. Reno is no longer the principal of this school. I am. Who's David Sullivan, anyway?
He's new.
You gave the lead role to a kid you don't even know.
Stuart, I had to give Greg Barnes the role of the elephant. David Sullivan is skinny. Greg Barnes, on the other hand, is husky.
He's imposing.
He's fat. It's typecasting.
I'm taking a lot of heat here over the grant money. Every department has their hand out. Coach Ladress is begging me for a new weight room.
What, so the football team can lose with bigger muscles?
Barnes is calling me back in 10 minutes.
Advice from the new guy, don't get sucked in. Call Mr. Barnes out of your jurisdiction.
But it is my jurisdiction. I'm the principal. I thought this place was going to be easy. A tiny little high school in the middle of nowhere.
It is, Stuart. It's very easy and very rewarding. And the fact that it's a tiny town actually makes it all the more difficult, because there isn't a lot else to think about. Stuart, we are about to embark on the most important production of our careers. I'm about to direct, for the first time in all my years, here, in a real theater. We have a brilliant cast, a wonderful musical director, who will finally fulfill his dream of conducting an entire orchestra with some brand new instrument.
2 oboes and a clarinet. And please God, a cello.
We have a superb assistant director / associate costume designer / assistant choreographer / right hand /
Left hand / both wrists.
this tiny little high school in the middle of nowhere. 16 years ago when I started here. Do you know how many kids auditioned for the musical? 3. 3 kids
We
auditioned.
were stuck doing I do. 2 characters.
In 16 years, We've come home with so many trophies, they had to build another display case. Every school in the state quakes when we walk into the room. Pride, loyalty, confidence. That's what we brought to the school. And in my hand, an application for the Jester Award for Best Production of a High School Musical in the state of Kansas.
Oh, Rob!
In 6 short months, the state trophy will be sitting outside your office. A photo of you cradling it in your arms will appear in every newspaper in the district. You'll have so many feathers in your cap, it look like Sitting Bull.
If he comes to school, I'm sending him to you.
As a high school student, I deal with bullying. As a teacher, I do not.
He's a very persuasive man.
So am I.
He has a lot of power in this town.
So does this department. Parting is such sweet sorrow. I am off to make Whoville over at Atevka. Act well, thy Cardo principal, for there my honor lies. Post after class.
I should have stayed a teacher.
Why didn't you?
I hate teaching. Don't post it. Give me 3 hours.
No!
Sarah, you've had 3 weeks.
I don't want to take this class anymore.
How about this? You don't even have to come up with both sides of the riddle. A persuasive speech, designed not to sell, but to make someone question their own beliefs.
Mr. C, you have to let me quit. If my grade point average goes down, my parents won't buy me a Mini Coupe.
Are you using the excuse of a car to get out of my class?
It's not just a car, it's a Mini Coupe.
Sarah, you are an articulate speaker.
I'm not.
When you choose to be. Now, seeing as I've already enrolled you to compete in regionals,
No!
let's use this time constructively to find something that interests you.
Getting far away from this town.
You're not fond of crowds.
Hate them.
Okay, well, I say crowds are good. You will play the role of the bluebird. With add a crowd of actors on stage, you'll have no one there to help you tell your story. Each instrument, the orchestra, the whole group is there for one reason, to support you, the bluebird.
I do have 2 solos.
Does that start you thinking?
Yes.
Good.
Now can I get this class?
No.
Shit.
Language. Oh, I'm sorry. No, come in.
Oh my gosh, you're the new guy.
Hi.
Hi, you were so funny at callbacks.
Thank you.
Tracy and I were laughing so hard. You're perfect for the Cat in the Hat.
Thanks. Sarah, I want a topic in 3 examples.
Did you see Greg Barnes broke his finger because he didn't get the part? His face turned purple and he got so mad he punched the bookcase that's made to look like wood.
Sarah.
It's steel. I wanted to laugh, but I was a little afraid that he might burn out my house or eat my dog or something. I'm kind of not kidding.
Sarah, don't you have work to do?
I'm Sarah. I'm going to play the bluebird.
Congratulations.
I know.
Sarah's working on her debate project to compete in regionals.
It was very nice meeting you. I'm excited to, share the stage. Oh my gosh, you were so funny.
That's Sarah. She's gonna play the bluebird. She seems nice. And you, David Sullivan, have been cast as a starring role of the Cat in the Hat.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
You're about to become the most popular guy in school.
See, I thought I was auditioning for the chorus.
And you were cast as the lead.
The guidance counselor said it would be a good way for me to fit in.
And now you'll stand out. There'll be reviews, websites.
Mr. Colmers, the biggest part I've ever played had 3 lines. Tonight, Aldonza, how much, Aldonza? And Padre, come quick.
Men of the Lockdown.
Mr. Colmers, I can't accept this, so thank you.
David.
Thank you very much.
David, do you feel you don't deserve the role? Because your audition was sincere, honest. You actually made sense of the dialogue.
I only did well because you let me read the script beforehand.
You were the only one who bothered to come in and ask for it.
People will start talking about me.
In what better way to know you've made it? David, you had 3 lines of Anna Launcha. What did you do the other 2.5 hours? when you were singing, dancing, raping Aldonza.
Watch. We were all on stage the whole show.
And did you listen?
Yes?
And what did you hear?
Lines.
Okay, lines. Give me one line. What was your favorite line?
To dream the impossible dream.
To dream the impossible dream.
To fight the unbeatable foe.
To fight the unbeatable foe. What do those lines say to you?
That you can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want.
Yes, and how did that make you feel? The fact that you can do whatever you want, be whatever you want.
I don't know.
Inspired, motivated,
Happy.
happy. And that's how the audience felt. And they only felt that way because you put on a play. Maybe they left there thinking, hey, maybe I can dream the impossible dream. Maybe I'll go home tonight and beat that unbeatable foe. You have that power. And I promise you, I, Mr. C, promise that together we'll make your Cat in the Hat the most magical storyteller ever written. Please.
Okay,
You have no idea how much this means to me.
I'll try.
And how often do you get to wear a tall red and white striped hat?
Do you want this back?
Get started on your lines. I have my own copy. The rest will come in a couple weeks. And while you're here, let's go over a few of Mr. C's rules. My room is your room. I want you to feel... Where'd you buy that shirt?
Why?
I was looking for that material to make vests for the show this morning. Divine intervention. May I?
I didn't buy it.
Did your mother make it? Miss O'Hara is gonna flip. Do you know how hard it is to find people who know how to sew? Do you think she'd consider sewing costumes for us?
Sure.
What's your number? I'll Miss O'Hara give her a call this afternoon.
You know what? I'll have to get it for you.
You don't have your mother's number in your cell phone?
No, I do. It's just, my mom didn't sew this, Mr. Connors.
You.
My grandmother taught me. My mom and I were living with it.
You made this.
I don't tell many people I sew.
Do you know how jealous I am right now?
It didn't make me too popular at my last school.
David, how would you like to be the man in charge of costume instruction? You'll oversee an entire group of volunteers.
Really?
I want to judge for the Jester Award to see a first-rate cast. Beautiful set. Costumes impeccably sewn.
I've never even seen a Jester Award.
It's like a Tony Award, only bigger, with tassels. I don't want to jinx it, but they do give ones best costumes.
Oh my God!
Now, Mr. C's rules. My room is your room. My personal collection. Over 2,000 plays. 117 musicals. I go to New York twice a year. I've seen nearly every one of these shows.
In New York?
On Broadway. Any questions?
Just one. Where do I get to the late bus?
It took off with last year's budget cuts. Please don't tell me you don't have a ride home.
It's not a problem. I can walk.
Where do you live?
13 and Ryan.
Ryan Avenue?
It's not far.
It's over 5 miles. Can't you call your parents?
My mom works, and my dad isn't around, so
Isn't there anyone else?
I don't know anyone else.
All right, come on then. Just this once.
I assumed you had a late bus.
I assumed you had a ride home. My bad.
What's bad? I get to be the Cat in the Hat.
I spent 8 hours yesterday rummaging through every paint chip and wallpaper store in the state of Kansas. It's depressing to realize you have the taste of a math teacher.
Is that where my co-chair of the debate team was after school?
When else do I have time to do this?
I had 47 students begging for advice on debate topics.
Do you want your audience to walk into a construction site?
All right, see what you got. Looks like the set for Annie. Sweeney Todd, Wicked, something rotten.
I hate this! Why couldn't I think of that?
Because you have the taste of a math teacher.
I called you last night. No answer. Dance card full?
Don't I wish. I stopped to see my mother at home.
How is she?
She asked to see the wife and kids. I said, Ma, Elise is not my wife. And I have 127 kids. And I'm afraid none of them are your grandchildren. She said, bring them anyway. We have a pool table.
I'll bring Christopher over next weekend. We'll say the other 126 are away at boarding school.
I promise we come Saturday.
This Saturday? How about Friday after school?
We have a dramatic interpretation meeting.
Thursday?
Tuesday and Thursday we have debate. Monday and Wednesday we have to build sets.
I didn't realize I was so busy.
16 years. I'm not taking home another second place, better luck next year award. We win this, we can start looking at nationals.
It's just this Saturday. I have a favor to ask. Okay, so I should have just told you, but I wasn't sure if it was going to become anything.
What?
I'm seeing that guy.
What guy?
The sub.
What sub?
Don't mess with my head.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
The substitute teacher who helped us picket the superintendent.
The one who stared at your chest as you pushed your cleavage together holding up your picket sign?
It worked.
Why didn't you tell me?
We have so much in common. He's divorced with 2 kids. I'm divorced with 1 kid. He's a teacher. I'm a teacher. He invited me out to his cabin this weekend to have an intimate little camping out thing.
You just met and he wants you to go camping? Now I see.
I'll pay for the movie, I'll pay for the candy.
You need a babysitter?
No, yes, is that terrible? It's just I haven't been camped in so long.
The wood shop won't have anything to build if we don't find the right design. We need to choose paint colors. You know what? If you want to go, go.
No, it's fine.
No, there's no sense in us both sitting here alone at night.
I'm sorry I never told you about him.
How long have you been seeing him?
Not long.
Must really be something.
2 arms, 2 legs, 1 head. He's perfect.
Listen, I'm very happy for you.
This isn't going to change anything.
I'm the one who's been telling you to go on
You know
these
what?
summits.
Forget him. This weekend, you, me, and Christopher.
You sure?
We can go visit your mom. Oh, and I'd love to go to the gym after school today.
I can pick up Christopher for you.
You don't mind?
You gotta keep your new man.
I'll swing by your place and pick him up later.
Whatever.
Where'd you get that donut?
Blow, winds, blow and crack your cheeks. Rage, you cataracts, and drown thy coughs.
You know Shakespeare.
I read King Lear
In high school,
last night. I bring wonderful news.
You didn't get any coconuts?
There was only one.
The school board feels that you were put in an awkward position. They'd like to offer you a new one.
a new one.
Position. They feel the auditorium will need a sort of official artistic director. This person would be in charge of all artistic choices, scheduling events. This person would also get a small bump in salary.
I'll take it. How much?
The offer is for Rob.
And all this person would have to do to get that small bump is change the casting.
Why is this so important to the entire school board all of a sudden?
Maybe Ted Barnes bought them all donuts.
In addition, I will personally hand over the honor of giving the speech
What speech?
at the ribbon cutting to the new auditorium.
Of course Rob is giving the speech. It's his auditorium.
They want it given by the man in charge.
Which is who? You?
fine with me.
No, that's a horrible idea. You've been here for a month. You have no idea what this place means to us.
That's where you all come in. I hate speeches, hate writing them, hate giving them.
I'm not interested in teaching my students. He who has the most monies wins. Give the job to Gerald or Elise.
Me, Gerald will just give all the money to his church.
My church happens to be quite Sullivan. Thank you very much.
Forget Ted Barnes. Do it for me. I'm on a trial period for 2 years. After that, I don't care who you cast. I'll back up any decisions you make.
Sorry, Mr. C.
No, come in. Oh, David, have you met our principal, Mr. Elliott? Mr. Elliott, this is David Sullivan, the very talented young man who will be playing the role of the cat in the hat.
He's not that skinny. He could play an elephant.
What can I do for you, David? It's okay.
The sewing volunteers don't know how to roll a hem, so they're ruining the material. All we're doing in gym class this week is playing dodgeball, so I asked Coach Ladders if I could be excused so I could get everything started for them.
It's a great idea.
I thought so too, but when I asked...
I know how to sew. I'll help you.
What's wrong with dodgeball? He's learning sportsmanship, team spirit.
For what? When he grows up to be a big red ball thrower? I'll write you pass to get you out of class. We've seen Mr. Elliott's okay. Is that okay with you, Mr. Elliott?
To let him skip class? What do I get?
Costumes impeccably sewn, worn in an award-winning production that you will do the speech for during opening night.
An oration that will have the entire student body and faculty at your feet for at least, 2 years.
Caesar spoke and the crowd wept with tears of gratitude and joy.
I'll meet you in the sewing room, David.
You better help me write my speech.
I promise to scrutinize every word so thoroughly you won't even know what you're saying.
Something else, David?
He laughed at me, in front of everyone.
Who did?
Coach Lazarus.
What in
They all started laughing. I told you, Mr. C, in my other school.
When they see what a great sewer you are, they'll be just as jealous as I am.
Dude, let's go make some costumes.
Please, Mr. C.
I won't tell the coach. Now go! Go forth, young man! Lead thy volunteers into the fray! Go! Hey, Mom. Sorry, this is Rob Palmer's. My mother's Rita Palmer. She's in room 274. I was wondering if you could send somebody down to check on her. Well, can somebody else go? I understand you have a job to do, but my mother's not answering her phone. Doesn't that concern you? I find it very alarming. Thank you very much. Oh, and can you please tell Dr. DeBrown I don't understand how my 87-year-old mother, who needs a walker to get across the room, is wreaking havoc and becoming a nuisance to other patients. I see, didn't mention that. I think it's the medication. She seems to be getting worse. I wonder if it's better. No, of course. I understand. Thank you. Bye. Thought you had band practice.
Orchestra. We call it orchestra rehearsal now.
Sorry. Ever in an orchestra rehearsal? Decided to play in an orchestra pit?
3 of my players didn't show up today.
At least handed out the schedules.
Some kid threatened my French horn player, said they beat him up if he went to rehearsal.
Are you serious?
Stewart said there was nothing we could do.
I'm calling Mr. Barnes.
Ted Barnes called me.
When?
He said that rather than go to rehearsal, all band members were merely being encouraged to attend a special church meeting with their parents to discuss how the drama department was being run.
In a church? Is this suddenly a religious issue?
He said none of this would have happened if the school board had been more involved from the beginning.
Involved in what?
Casting. They want full veto power over casting from now on.
I hope you told them that was a terrible idea.
They felt it was arrogant of us not to follow their wishes after they agreed to build us this auditorium.
There is so much egregiously wrong with that statement. What are they going to do? Come to every audition? They don't know these students. They have no idea of their ability.
We'll find a show David can play the lead in next year.
How could you look at
I
the
worked
students in
too
the
long
face?
and too hard.
Gerald!
That was all over my face!
Nothing is blowing up!
We don't come back, Rob! There's a mistake! They called the meeting at that church. I know these people. Once they step in there and decide something's wrong, they're not going to turn against God.
God? Gerald, I'm afraid your orchestra's going to have to be a little bit small this year, or you're going to fill it with atheists.
No, see,
We all have to adjust.
this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly why I want to talk to you about where you're spending the rest of the grant money. I do not want my department being treated like an afterthought.
I've never treated you or your department.
I've spent 16 years in the back room gymnasium behind drapes and flats.
To muffle the sound.
I don't want to be muffled. I want to be loud. I want to play, and I want to fill an auditorium. It wasn't that I have to adjust to a smaller orchestra, but you can adjust to a different actor. Why is it that everybody else always has to adjust?
Gerald, I'm sorry if I've said anything to offend you.
I've waited a long time for this.
I know you have. How about you let me buy you a drink after school?
I don't drink anymore since I stopped smoking.
I understand.
I haven't had a cigarette in 2 days.
That's good.
When I drink, I want to smoke.
All good. Dinner?
I have to go home. Our counselor said that Sharon and I need to spend more time together.
How are things going?
Better?
Sharon find a job yet?
Not yet.
I'm sorry.
We spent all that money for her to go to nursing school. For the first time in 50 years, hospitals are cutting back. Susie took up violin.
You must be proud.
She's awful. How's that possible? I'm a music teacher, her mother's a singer. You'd think she'd pick up on something.
Sharon, as soon as I find out the cost of everything, I'll see how much we have to spend on the music.
The music department is just as important.
I know.
That's why they call it a musical.
And I understand that. And you will stand in that pit with an entire orchestra at your feet. And they will play as loudly or as softly as you command. And that sound will fill the auditorium.
I need my players back, Rob. I need them. Whatever we have to do, but this was all for nothing.
Hi, Mr. Stevenson. Mr. C, I watched that room for 5 minutes and then everyone left. There's no one sewing.
Wednesday, church night.
They'll be back after 5.
No after-school activities can be scheduled between 3 and 5 on Wednesdays. Midweek prayer service.
Do they actually go?
Either
Of
way,
course they go. You don't attend church, David?
Holidays, funerals.
And how come you know so much about sewing?
My grandmother taught me. My mom and I were living with her.
Why?
My parents were separated.
No, why would she teach her grandson how to sew?
She lived on a farm. You have to be self-sufficient.
You should think about going to church. That's something your grandmother should have taught you. That's something we do here.
I apologize for Mr. Stevenson. He's under a lot of pressure.
I know how that feels, Mr. C. The reason my mom and I moved here, the reason we left the other high school, it got really bad there.
Really bad? How?
A lot of pressure. But then I came here and I'm like, this is it. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Theater.
That's good, isn't it?
It's been great. It really has. To figure that out, I mean. And it's enough for me right now. So, if you feel you want to change your mind,
About what?
if you want to give the role to Craig Barnes,
Why would I do that?
I'm just saying.
David, I know exactly what this is about.
You do? You know exactly what this is about?
Of course I do. When I was in the 9th grade, I'd be the shyest kid in school. Hatefully shy. And there was this teacher, meanest old grump in the world, Mr. Eckhart. One day, he thought he was going to fix me. Made me get up in front of the board to write the Gettysburg Address. My hand shook so badly I couldn't even lift it. Chalk melted my hand for the first time. Cut to 2 years later. KP's English class. She loved theater. So passionate, so inspiring. She asked each of us to learn a Shakespeare monologue. And one day, she asked who wants to perform for the class. And the next thing I knew, speak the speech I pray to you, as I pronounced it to you trippingly on the tongue. And if you mouth it, as many of your players do, I leaf the town crier, spoke my lines. And all that pain, all that fear, vanished. That's what I want for you, David.
Greg has a lot of friends, Mr. C.
Ignore them,
They watch me.
because you're a star. Here,
What's this?
keys to a lock, giving you a bite. It's locked up outside.
For real?
Now you have a way to get home. How would you like to be the first to see this?
Is that me?
For the poster and program. I don't want anyone else seeing this. Don't let Greg Barnes or anyone else get you down. Come on, I'll show you your new, old bike.
Stuart, you can't do this to us.
This isn't fair.
What did you think was going to happen?
I've ordered my new instruments.
The school board would simply like to rethink how the rest of the grant money is being spent.
We can't do a show without that money. We need lights, sound. He ordered a cello.
Is Coach Bob behind this? Is this about the new weight room?
They feel it might have been a hasty decision to put all of our eggs in one basket.
What other basket is there? We're the only basket in town.
Rob, did you hear this?
Stuart's giving away all our money.
It isn't me.
I just got off the phone with the superintendent.
It's a capital improvement bond. It can be spent any way the school board sees best fit.
It was intended for us.
I don't like getting pushed around any more than you do, but I think the message is loud and clear. You want your money.
Rob,
Don't start.
we can't jeopardize finishing the auditorium. We start rehearsals in 4 weeks.